Have you ever looked down at the veins in your arm and thought, wait a second, why are they blue? It's one of those everyday mysteries that we almost stop noticing. We learn in school that blood is always red, yet when you glance at your wrist, the lines under your skin look anything but red. They look like tiny rivers of deep blue. So what's going on? Does blood actually change color as it flows through your body? Or is your skin pulling some kind of optical trick on you? This isn't just a curiosity. It's a perfect example of how our brains, our biology, and the physics of light collide in unexpected ways. Let's unravel this illusion together. First, let's tackle the myth head on. No, your blood is never blue. Whether it's carrying oxygen or not, human blood always stays a shade of red. Bright red when it's rich in oxygen, darker red when it has given up its oxygen to your cells. That's because of hemoglobin, the protein in your red blood cells that binds to oxygen. Hemoglobin contains iron, and when iron binds with oxygen, it changes the way light interacts with it, producing that vibrant, bright red. Without oxygen, the red deepens to a darker, almost maroon color, but never blue. So why then do veins appear blue under your skin? The answer lies in how light interacts with your body. Imagine shining a flashlight into a swimming pool. Some colors penetrate deep into the water, while others scatter back toward you. The water doesn't magically turn blue. Instead, it absorbs more red light and scatters blue light back to your eyes. Your skin works in a surprisingly similar way. Light from your environment enters your skin, and depending on the wavelength, basically the color, it either gets absorbed or scattered. Red light, which has a longer wavelength, penetrates deeper into your tissues. Blue light, with its shorter wavelength, doesn't make it as far. It bounces back sooner, reaching your eyes more readily. This creates the illusion that the veins themselves are blue, even though the blood inside them isn't. It's like your body is running a strange magic show where the trick is all about physics, not biology. To make this even clearer, think about looking at the sky. The sky isn't physically blue, space is black. But sunlight interacts with the atmosphere. Shorter blue wavelengths scatter in all directions, painting the dome above us in shades of blue. Veins are like a personal version of the sky, miniature atmospheres under your skin that bend and scatter light to create color illusions. If you were to cut your skin open at a vein, which please don't try at home, you'd see dark red blood, not blue. So, this is an optical illusion born from the interaction of light, skin, and your perception. Another analogy. Think of tinted windows on a car. The glass itself isn't colored blue or green in the way you imagine. It's the way light passes through, reflects, and filters that creates the tint effect. Your skin is like that window. It's a filter that decides which colors reach your eye. The depth of the vein matters too. Veins that sit closer to the surface of your skin might look darker or greener, while deeper veins look more vividly blue. This is because the pathway light has to travel is longer, which changes how much of each wavelength gets absorbed or scattered before it gets to your eyes. And here's another twist. Not everyone sees veins the same way. People with lighter skin often see their veins appear blue or green, while those with darker skin tones may see veins as less visible or with different shades. This isn't because the blood is different. It's because the background canvas, your skin, alters the light filtering effect. Now, let's dig a little deeper into the physics. When white light from your surroundings enters your skin, red light dives deep. Some of it gets absorbed by the blood, and only a little comes back out. Blue light, on the other hand, gets scattered more near the surface. Your eye then compares these signals. Because less red light is making its way back, and more blue light bounces out, your brain interprets the vein as bluish. But it's not the vein itself that's colored, it's the story the light is telling your brain. That brings us to a crucial idea. Perception is not the same as reality. What you see is not always what's physically there. Your brain is constantly constructing shortcuts based on the information it receives. Veins looking blue is one of those shortcuts. It's efficient, but it doesn't always match the underlying truth. Want proof that blood isn't blue? Just look at when you get blood drawn. In the needle or vial, it's clearly red. If it were truly blue, hospitals would look like they belonged in a sci-fi movie, with vials of sapphire liquid. But they don't. What's fascinating is how deep this myth has rooted itself in culture. Many textbooks and medical illustrations color veins blue and arteries red to make it easier to tell them apart. It's a useful shorthand, but it reinforces the misconception. Over time, the myth grew so strong that many people genuinely believed blood was blue before it met oxygen. But the truth is, blood always stays in the red family. Another fun twist, in some animals, blood really is blue. For example, Horseshoe crabs, octopuses, and some spiders use copper instead of iron in their blood. When copper binds with oxygen, it produces a blue-green color instead of red. Their blood literally looks like turquoise ink. So, in a way, your eyes aren't completely lying. Blue blood does exist in nature, just not in humans. The fact that we even ask this question, why do veins look blue, shows how easily perception can mislead us. It's the same reason why wet pavement looks darker, or why distant mountains look bluish. The physics of light and scattering plays tricks, and our brains happily accept the illusions. This is also a reminder of how science helps us separate perception from reality. By investigating further, by asking why, we uncover the mechanisms behind the illusion. And that's where the real magic happens, the aha moment where confusion flips into clarity. Think about how empowering this is. Every time you glance at your arm and see those blue lines, you now carry an extra layer of understanding. You don't just see veins, you see a story about light, color, and biology playing out under your skin. It's like having a secret code revealed, one that connects you to the physics of the sky and the biology of your body at the same time. The very same principles that make the ocean look blue or the sky glow overhead are painting colors on your skin. Suddenly, your body is not just flesh and blood, it's part of the grand performance of light and perception in our universe. And we're just getting started, because this illusion has even deeper implications about how we see the world. So let's connect the dots. We've learned that blood never turns blue, but light plays tricks on us. The illusion is a side effect of physics, biology, and perception working together. Think of your skin as a natural filter. White light from the environment hits your arm. The red part of that light dives deep into the tissue, where it gets absorbed by blood and muscle. Not much of it comes back out. The blue part doesn't dive as far. It bounces closer to the surface and reaches your eyes. Your brain, always trying to make sense of incomplete signals, labels the vein as blue. This is not reality, it's interpretation. And your brain does this all the time. In fact, most of what you see is a reconstruction, a model built from limited input. The world as it appears to you isn't a raw feed of light. It's a story your mind writes for you based on physics and memory. Veins are a small but perfect reminder of this. To bring this home, let's try an experiment you can imagine right now. Picture holding a red flashlight under your skin, like when kids play with a torch under their fingers. Suddenly, your skin glows a warm red. That's because red light penetrates deep and scatters outward, lighting you up from the inside. Now imagine doing the same thing with a blue flashlight. You wouldn't see the same glowing effect. The blue light would bounce back quickly, unable to travel as far. That's why under normal light your veins look bluish. It's the exact same physics but flipped. Another factor is how your eyes and brain compare colors. When you look at a vein, your brain doesn't just see the light from the vein itself, it compares it with the surrounding skin. This contrast makes the vein appear even more blue than it actually is. It's a kind of optical exaggeration. Think about how shadows on snow sometimes look blue, even though shadows aren't literally blue. The reason is the same. Your brain is making color comparisons and filling in gaps. So when people say, "My blood is blue until it gets oxygen," they're echoing a myth built on these illusions. Oxygen-rich blood in arteries looks bright red. Oxygen-poor blood in veins looks darker red, almost maroon. But because of the way skin and light interact, those darker tones get disguised as blue. This means what you're really seeing isn't the blood itself, but the journey of light as it moves through your body. Here's another interesting twist. In medical practice, this illusion can cause confusion. Students sometimes assume that if veins look blue, the blood must be blue. Even anatomy diagrams often reinforce the myth by coloring veins blue and arteries red. The colors are helpful to tell structures apart on paper, but they're not literal. It's a teaching shortcut that accidentally fuels a misconception. Yet the truth is even cooler, because once you understand why veins look blue, you also understand something fundamental about how light works. The same principles explain why the ocean looks blue, why the sky glows at sunset, and even why distant mountains appear hazy and bluish. It's all about scattering, absorption, and perception. Your body is basically a walking physics experiment. Every glance at your skin is a live demo of optics, and here's where it gets even more mind-bending. Think about what this says about perception itself. If your eyes can be tricked into seeing blue blood when none exists, how much of reality is filtered through similar illusions? Your senses aren't perfect recorders of the world. They're more like creative artists, sketching a version that's good enough for survival. Veins are a small but powerful reminder that reality is richer, stranger, and more fascinating than our everyday perceptions. You can also use this insight practically. Next time you look at your arm and see those blue rivers, remember they're not really blue at all. You're looking at light being scattered and absorbed in complex ways. It's a science lesson hidden in plain sight, carried with you wherever you go. And the next time someone insists that blood is blue until it meets oxygen, you'll have the satisfying joy of saying, actually no, it's always red. What you're seeing is a trick of light. That's not just correcting a misconception. That's unlocking a deeper appreciation of how the universe paints color onto the world. Think of it as having X-ray vision, but instead of seeing through walls, you're seeing through illusions. And if you zoom out, this is exactly what science does for us. It shows us where perception stops and reality begins. It takes everyday mysteries, like blue veins, and reveals the hidden laws of nature behind them. Suddenly, what felt ordinary becomes extraordinary. Your own body becomes as wondrous as the cosmos. So here's the eureka moment. Veins aren't blue because of blood. They're blue because of light. Your body is not just a biological system, but also an optical landscape where light bends, scatters, and transforms what you think you see. That realization connects you not only to your own biology, but also to the physics of the entire visible world. And that, to me, is beautiful. If you've enjoyed unraveling this everyday mystery, remember there are countless more waiting to be explored. Our channel, How It Actually Works, is all about giving you the keys to these hidden doors of understanding. If you want to keep unlocking illusions, physics puzzles, and the secret rules that shape reality, then hit like, share this video with a curious friend, and subscribe. Because curiosity is the best light source of all, and together we'll keep using it to reveal how the world actually works.